What's going on, everyone? I've been meaning to do this for a while, but weather's been pretty crappy here. Today's actually pretty nice, so I figured I'd do a video on my Evo 10. There's some changes coming to the car this week, so I figured I'd do the video now, and then I'd do another one afterwards, sort of like a before and after. And yeah, you can see, well, I'm not going to say what I'm doing yet, but you'll find that out in the next video. But anyways, let's go into what's going on with the car now. All right, there it is. So it is a 2008. There is 45,000 miles roughly on it, and I'm the second owner. So I got it off a coworker who didn't want it anymore with about 39,000 miles on the clock. Quick walk around here. Let's see here. As you can see, it is pretty clean. I washed it just the other week. Gave it a nice little detail, and it's held up pretty well. As far as paint goes, outside of a couple small rock chips on the front end and some parts where the car was a little bit too low before and sort of scraped up the bottom of the bumper, the paint is like pretty much flawless, which is crazy because the clear coat's known for not being very thick on these cars. But next I'm going to show some of the mods and what I got done to it. And we'll start in, let's start on the outside here. Wheels. So these are the wheels that were on the car when I got it. And they are Rota grids in 18 by 9 by 5 by 22. And they actually look really good on the car, I think. I think they suit it pretty well. But they're all pretty curved up. You can't really see it from far away because I did like the ultimate budget repair job on them, and I basically just painted over the curb rash. So as you get a little bit closer, you can see they're scuffed up. Not terrible, but it doesn't look great. Same thing here at the back. So, I mean, you can see where the touch-up paint went on, and it did enough to make them look not too bad. DSW 06, all seasons tires, and gyro disc front rotors, 3-piece front rotors, and I got gyro disc magic pad, brake pads on it. Oh, even though it's a little bit nicer than it has been, it's still a little windy out, as you just saw there. Okay, so let's talk about some of the mods and how this car is currently sitting today. It does have hydraulic hood struts, but just so that doesn't happen again, I'm going to put the prop rod in. All right, quick shot of the engine bay. I'll start with the big one. Motor is built. It's got a built head as well as a built bottom end. It's got GSC S2 cams. It's got forged rods and pistons. Manley I-beams. We've got a full race turbo kit. You can't really see the turbo, but it is a Borg Warner EFR 7670. What else do we got going on here? AMS fuel rail, 1300cc injectors, matte catch can over to the left, a Club Spec Chicago. This is actually just a empty case that goes around the power steering reservoir and makes it look a little bit nicer. MAP intercooler piping. I have the lower one here. That's also a MAP one, but you can't really see it that well. Full race kit has this big ass 3.5 inch intake on it, and you may notice it does not have piping for the blow off valve. It's just like a block off plate here. It doesn't route back into the intake. There's actually an integrated bypass valve on the turbo, which is pretty cool. And again, I'm trying to get a shot of it here, but it's kind of buried back there, so you can't really see it. Fuel lab, fuel pressure regulator, little intake heat shield, and some little RKTI bling going on there. Those are just covers that sit on top of the fuse box. They do literally nothing but look nice. It's got BC Racing coilovers, which aren't known to be the greatest coilovers, but they were on the car when I got it, and I really don't mind them. They work pretty well. They're a little bit stiff. Bumps are a little bit jarring, but all in all, the car handles pretty well with them. At the back here, we've got a nice speed circuit heat shield. I really like this thing. When you're working back there, it's actually got like this mirror finish, so you can kind of get a better visual of what you're working on without being able to see directly back there. Is the AYC pump. Gets all kind of salt and shit inside of it, and it gets corroded and then breaks. So mine's moved into the trunk here. Nice clean little install using the club spec kit. It's got an Odyssey small battery kit, a little bit of weight reduction. Otherwise the trunk is pretty much gutted. There's a pretty heavy spare tire that sits back there normally, and that got pulled. And then exterior wise, there's just a bunch of like small carbon. It's got a Tomai single exit exhaust, and the diffuser's been updated so it actually just has like single exit, which looks pretty cool. We've got carbon fiber vortex generator, a couple other carbon fiber bits, like back here by the brake lights, and the air vents for the brakes. And that's pretty much it. Let's show the interior. Okay, so I'm going to show the interior of the car now. It is pretty much stock. Like, I have the full interior. I haven't done any weight reduction stuff there because I kind of like the interior of this car. It's basic. It is comfortable. Some of the parts are cheap, like the dash and a couple of the plastic bits, but all in all, it's not too bad. Let me show what I have changed. So here, we've got some gauges in the pillar. Top one is an Innovate oil pressure and oil temp sensor, which is really nice actually. So it gives you a much better idea of when the car is warmed up and ready to go. And it has both the pressure and the temperature in one. Below that is my AFR, my Innovate LC1. And then below that is just a cheapo glow shift battery gauge. I was having a lot of battery issues prior to installing that small battery kit. So I always wanted to know sort of what the voltage of the battery was. So I just installed this little gauge so I could see it. Above the steering wheel here, I got my boost gauge. And it's got this crappy little 3D printed mount that I bought off someone for like 20 bucks and then sort of glued it in place with this adhesive. Forged carbon fiber steering wheel. Pretty cool. And some other little bits like this. That's about it for the... And let's do a quick shot of what it sounds like. So the exhaust is not the factory Tomai. It has been modified, and a couple of resonators have been added to it. So it's not quite as loud as it normally is because it's basically just a straight pipe when you just buy it as is. So 3 resonators have actually been welded onto it. And it quiets it down a little bit. It's still pretty loud. You'll see in a second, but it's not as loud as it normally is. So let's give it a listen. Don't really have a great spot to place my phone, so let me see if I can make this work. Propped up against my wallet. Oh, down it goes. Okay, give that a try. Okay, that's pretty much it for now. The next video I'm going to do after the car has had the changes made to it. So again, I'm not going to talk about what they are, but I'll do another video when it's done, and then you can see the differences and let me know, you know, if you like it after or before. I think it's going to look pretty nice afterwards, but you know, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think of the car. Is there things that you like or don't like on it? I'll also do a driving video next time. So right now the car is in the middle of getting a track tune done. It's got a flex tune done by Rickerman Tuning, which is great. If you're looking to get your Evo 10 tuned, I would highly recommend you contact Chet because he does an awesome job and he's super communicative. Like you send him a data log and he gets back to you with an updated tune, like almost usually the same day, which is crazy. Because I think a lot of people go to him, but it has a Rickerman Tuning flex tune. So it's got a flex kit by Energy Ops, which is really great. Super easy to hook up. And right now it's in the middle of getting a more conservative tune for the track. So I've got my regular tune that sort of, it's not like a kill tune, but it's a little bit more aggressive than I want when I'm taking the car to the track and driving it pretty hard. So I'm getting it detuned a little bit, just so that I have that track tune that I can flash on it. So right now I've got the partially completed track tune on it, and I need to do a couple more data logs and it should be all dialed in. As far as power goes, I haven't actually had it dynoed yet, but maybe I'll go get that done and get some actual numbers for it. But the car should be making about 550 wheel horsepower on the regular tune, and the track tune will probably be like 450, 460. These are dyno jet numbers, so they would be obviously lower on a Mustang dyno or something like that, but roughly, I'm gonna say maybe like a little bit less than 550 wheel horsepower is my guess of what it's at. And maybe I should actually go get it measured and see you know, what it's at. But just from looking around and seeing, you know, similar turbo kits that are also flex tuned, using E85 and the same injectors and fuel pump and all that kind of stuff, those cars make about 550 wheel horsepower, so I would think I'm somewhere around there. And yeah, the track tune, 450, 460, somewhere around there. I would think it'll probably be at 25 pounds of boost for the track tune. But yeah, so as soon as I have that stuff done, I need to do a data log, and I'll do a video of doing the actual driving and taking the data log then, because it's pretty fun to do. Cool, that's it for today. Thanks, see you later.